Moment of Truth with DNA Angels. My name is Tara Crawford. I'm a volunteer search angel here at DNA Angels. If you're new here, DNA Angels is a nonprofit based in Carbondale, Illinois, with a global reach. We help adoptees, donor conceived individuals, people who never knew their biological parents, or anyone that has a DNA surprise uncover the truth about their biological roots at no cost when it comes to identifying a birth parent. Today, we are joined by my client, Jennifer. And what's your daughter's name?
I'm Rachel.
Rachel. So, Jennifer and Rachel are here to discover who Jennifer's mother's father is. So, your maternal grandfather.
Correct. Yep.
Your mother is what we call an NPE. So she doesn't know who her paternal side is, right? So we'll refer to her as an NPE today. So for the very first time, Jennifer and Rachel will be finding out who the mystery your grandfather is for the first time. So before we begin, why don't you share with us what brought you here? What's your reasoning behind it?
Yeah. So my mother, Saralee, she has a very unique name, and it's pronounced like Sarah. It looks like Lara. It's Saralee with L's, basically. Anyway, that's how you can remember how to say it. She was born in 1951 to her mother, Lois, and for her whole life, she didn't know who her father was. Lois had kind of an interesting history with men. She was married 5 times, I think, and had 6 children with at least 3 different men. And when my mom was growing up, her mother refused to answer any questions, and she actually didn't tell her even on her deathbed. My grandma died in 2009, I believe, and still wouldn't tell my mom. And so even though my mom was kind of raised by a stepfather named Charles Kissel, she was never officially adopted and never knew kind of where she belonged, even in her own family. And when I was growing up, I watched her really struggle with that. She started to try to do her own genealogy research and maybe try to figure out what she could. She sort of adopted the Kissel identity and did some research with that family, even though it wasn't biological. But she never had that closure. My mom unexpectedly passed away in 2018. And even up to the time of her death, was trying to figure this out. So she did an Ancestry DNA kit, and she started to get hits from people that weren't connected from like her mom's side. So she figured, well, that must be from my dad's side. So she would try to reach out to them and ask if any of them knew anything, and nobody did. And so even when she died, we gave her the name of, like in her obituary and headstone, her birth name, and then Kissel, her kind of adopted name. But it wasn't really her adopted name because it wasn't official. And so even in her death, it wasn't clear what we should do. And all of us who have done any research with her have this huge missing chunk on our family trees. It's just like this. It's just been this unknown. A lot of us have some health problems that we can't trace to anyone. Like my mom died of a heart failure, and we didn't know there was even a family history of heart problems. So that was kind of behind my siblings and I also really wanting to know. I heard about DNAngels on a podcast, and I just perked up. Like, wait, somebody can help us figure this out after all this time. It just is the greatest gift that I didn't know I needed, that we needed and wanted. It just has been this mystery that has been so confusing, and to think that we can solve it is just, it's amazing.
Well, I'm really excited that you guys came. When I read your story, I really connected with it because my dad also at 43 passed away in his sleep of a heart attack.
Wow.
And it totally caught me off guard. I was 19. I didn't expect it. But that is what actually, him being gone is what triggered my genealogy obsession. And I got into genealogy at a really young age because I wanted to connect with him. And I wanted to also, there was this mystery of what our last name was supposed to be. And I wanted to find out. And also when DNA testing came out, I tested my aunt, his full sister, and then the mystery was through his paternal side. I started testing half siblings. I just became obsessed. And it was all driven by really the loss of my dad. So I can really relate with you guys.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry you've been through that. It's devastating.
It is totally devastating. I mean, they go to bed and then they're not here. So it's hard for all of us to grasp. So I'm really glad we connected, and I'm really glad that we're going to be able to give you guys your answer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for all you've done to help us.
Yeah, you got it. So one thing we'd like to get audience engagement. Do you remember do you know what your mom's favorite color is?
Purple.
Purple. All right. So what we'll do is we're going to invite our audience to just leave a purple heart for Jennifer's mom and Rachel's grandmother, just to show your support. So whether you're watching today, tomorrow, in the future, just drop a purple heart for her.
Thank you.
So are you guys ready to find out?
Yes.
Okay. So because we're recording, I'm not going to share the last name with you. I'll share it with you offline.
Okay.
But what I was able to do is I sorted your mother's paternal DNA matches. She had 2 groups, which is great. 2 clear groups. Sometimes groups can overlap and it gets a little messy, but 2 separate groups. So one group led me to who your mother's grandfather is, and his name is William, and I'll be sharing last names offline. His name's William.
Oh my gosh. My son's middle name is William.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. It's William Leslie, and the last name I'll not included, but his name is William Leslie. And then your mom's grandmother, her name is Gertrude. So we have William and Gertrude as her grandparents. They only had 2 children, so that made this very easy to determine who her father is. They had a daughter. And in fact, you have the best match that you have on there. It's that his name is James, the 651 centimorgans. He's your top match on there. That would be their daughter's grandson. So his name is James.
Okay.
He's your top match. That's your best connection. Now, grandfather's name is also James. Your mom's father, his name is James.
James.
Yes.
Okay.
So I wanted to figure out how could I connect James to Lois. That Lois is your grandmother, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So in 1950, first of all, James was married for 20 years to one woman. He never had children. So I could not find any children. This couple, James and his wife, never had children.
Okay.
Technically, he didn't divorce until 1953. But I found him in 1950 in a census, living in the same town as Lois, exact same town. He's not living with his wife in the census, though. He's living with his mother-in-law. So,
interesting.
right. Also in 1950, Lois is working at a lumber mill, and James is a logger.
Oh my God. Wow. Didn't
Yeah.
Grandpa work in? My dad did for a little while, but like the man that raised her was a lot.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So I'm thinking that's their connection. They're in the same town. They're both working in this lumber industry. Now, the next interesting thing is James passed away in 1958 at the age of 50. He died. So all this information's in the obituary, which I'll send you. He died in his home and he had had a heart attack a few months prior.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We all have, now that my mother died of a heart problem in her sleep, we've all been tested and now we're being watched really closely, and some of us have some stuff going on.
Yeah. Well,
How?
James, when you were curious about history, I mean, James passed away young. It said at his home, so I'm gonna maybe take a wild guess in his sleep.
And I'm guessing it's the same thing that my mother died of. It's called ARVC, and they knew that from an autopsy. It wasn't just a random heart attack. It was a very particular kind of heart problem.
Yeah.
What?
In the state he passed away in, I don't know what their laws are as far as requesting a death certificate, but that's something you guys could definitely look into to request a death certificate and hopefully get your answer on exactly what was that cause of death. But seeing how it was stated in the obituary, he had a heart attack a few months prior and now he passed away at home, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say heart disease.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I think she's worried because I'm 52.
Yeah.
It's, you know what, as long as this is in 1958, right? Our health has progressed. We're able to monitor things a lot better. So as long as we stay on top of it, I think you guys are okay. Nothing to worry about.
Wow.
Now, because he didn't have any children, I would think the best person to reach out to, if possible, is going to be that match, that 651 James, because he is your grandfather's great nephew.
Right. So it was his sister's. His sister had children.
Yeah. So James, our DNA match, his grandmother is your grandfather's sister. So maybe because it's a small family here, so maybe if there's any family pictures that have been passed down, he's the one I would hope would have them.
That is, I was this whole time wondering, do we have relatives or cousins or anything and it doesn't sound like we do.
It's a very small family. Yeah.
Okay.
This lucky golden DNA match that you got, he is the closest connection that you could get.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. So we don't even have a lot of other, you know how you can kind of see photos of a distant cousin and see similarities. We're not going to have much of that.
There's a solid family tree, pretty solid family tree. I got it to go back pretty far. So once you guys, log in, I'll get it all set up so you can see it. Okay. So you'd never know. I mean, you might have photos out there of the great-greats or great-great-greats. You don't know. It's a good, solid family tree. Okay. So there's treasures out there. We just have to dig a little deeper to find them. Okay. But as far as having first cousins, that's probably not there.
Yeah, no, that's making sense. I mean, my mom was an only child to somebody who thought he didn't have any children. Or right. He knew he had. I mean, I'm so curious, did he know about her?
Yeah. Right. Well, if he passed away in 1958, if he did know about her, I mean, she was still very little. She would have been
7.
Right. Right. And they're in the same area. And I'll give you all that area as well, but or you probably know, but I can't
Really
picture that in 1958 it was a very large place.
sounds really small. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even know if I've been to where she was born. It's so small.
Yes. So there is a chance, if they had a connection and then there's a baby born shortly, there's a chance that he might have known.
Wow.
Yeah. So how are you guys feeling with the information?
Yeah, it's weird to have a name,
It feels so like I'm just missing my mom and wishing she was here to hear this.
Yeah.
Even if she'd heard his name before or, somehow had an idea. Today it's confirmed, and there's this feeling of resolution and completeness and sort of mystery solved. We can lean into this piece that we didn't know, and it's
amazing.
It's discovering who we are, and it's precious.
Mm-hmm. I hope it gives you guys some closure. I know it's going to be emotional. You wish you could share it with her, but at least now you guys know, and moving forward, the generations ahead of you will know, because you'll have the documentation, and now you have a complete family tree.
It's incredible.
It's the thing she always wanted.
Yeah. And you did it for her.
I'm happy. I'm emotional. I'm all the things, and we couldn't have done it without you.
Yes,
and
I love it.
I'm so thankful. It's just a gift that is priceless. Thank you.
You're so welcome. So do you guys have any more questions that you want to go over?
All right, now I'm just sort of flooded emotionally, and I know that when my brain gets back online, I'll have questions.
Yeah.
And I know that when the call's over, you can tell us more about the last name and things. But right this minute, I don't think I do.
All right. Well, awesome. I'll thank our audience. Thank you for watching The Moment of Truth. If you or someone you love is searching for a biological parent, grandparent, or just trying to break down a brick wall in your family tree, visit us at DNAngels.org. We're here to help you find your answers. Parent searches are always free. Donations are appreciated. And we have other services that may come with a fee, but you can always check our website for more.